Today I will show you how to access rows labels as well as the column labels in a data frame. So in order to work with that, we'll open a Google Colab platform. So you can just go to the browser, type Google Colab, and you'll get this links and you just click the first one. When you click the first link, it will be asking you to open a new notebook. Just click the new notebook. And it is going to set the environment. It is going to show like this. Here you can just click, and if you double click, you could just change the name of the file. So I've done already. So I'm opening this existing file. So here, how to access and modify the data frame row labels as well as the column labels. So label implies the index values. So it could be 0, 1, 2, 3 or some alphabets also. So when you go for this Python Pandas data frame, it is only two-dimensional sort of grid where you can fill some values and the data frame is holding the rows and columns. So now the question is how to modify or how to access the data frame row labels. So here we can see we have one attribute called index. So the index attribute in Pandas is used to access and modify row labels in a data frame. It returns an index object containing a series of labels corresponding to the data representing in each of the data frames. So whatever you are going to assign for the index attribute, those labels will be returned. And these labels could be integers like 0, 1, 2, 3 or more, then strings, some alphabets or characters, or some other hashable types. So I'll show you the program, the code, where we can see how to access the row labels as well as we can modify. So here you have the coding part. So you have two options here. If you click code, you're going to get this environment. If you click, if you want to write some text like this, you can just go for this. You get the text. So as of now, not required. So I'm deleting. I want this coding part. So if you want to work with the pandas, you need to import that library by writing pandas as alias name called PD in short. So the alias name could be anything. Okay. Now after this, I'm creating one dictionary. I'm giving some name for the dictionary called D1. And the dictionary starts with the cloud braces. Then here I'm writing the name as a key and the value I'm writing as a list. So I'm writing something called Ram, then Sita, then Mark. So I can give any name. So I'm taking 3. Then I'm taking the next one as a name, not name, age. But that will become a key. And here I'm writing it as a something called 10, 15, and 20 as an age. Okay. So this is a dictionary. Now I want to just pass this dictionary to the data frame. So I'm taking one df as a data frame variable. And I'm writing pd dot. We need to call a constructor called data frame. In that I need to pass this d1 dictionary. Okay. And then print the data frame. Then we'll see what is the outcome of this. Just execute and see. Now you got the name and age. So this key will become the column names. But here for how many rows are there? 3 rows. First row, second row, and third row. But I've not put any index numbers. By default, it takes 0, 1, and 2. Starting with 0, the first row becomes 0 index. Then second row is becoming 1 index. Third row will become 2 index. So 0 to n minus 1 concept is applicable. Okay. So if you don't write this one also, obviously it is taking 0 and 1 here. But here, since I'm using a dictionary, then obviously the key will become the name of the column. Okay. Now if I want to find out the index of these rows, so I'll print here, print of df.index and just execute that. Now can you see here the index is starting from 0, stepping with 1, like 0 plus 1 1, 1 plus 1 2, like that, incrementing by 1, and it is going to stop at 3. So 3 means n minus 1. So 0, 1 and 2 only you are going to get. Okay, now I don't want 0 1 and 2, I want to modify. Okay, so if you want to access this label row labels, then we're taking the index variable, index attribute. So already mentioned the index attribute used for that. Similarly, you want to modify the index of the, like 0 1 2. I don't want 0 1 2, I want something else. So what I can do here is I can write df dot index equal to, I'll write here something called a, or I'll write capital A, capital B. So you need to check out the values, how many rows are there, that many labels you need to put. So I put 3 rows, 3 labels I need to put. Then again you print df and execute and see. See, earlier it was 0 1 and 2, now it has become a, b and c. Okay, because I have initialized the index attribute of the same data frame with a, b and c. So before giving this index, the values, the index values was 0 1 and 2, but after when I set the index, it is becoming a, b and c. So like this you can modify also. Okay, still you want, you can just print once again df.index, only that abc is going to get now. So can you see here a, b and c, and the object data type is object type. So like this you can go for the row labels accessing as well as the modifying. So if you want to access the labels, you just print this df.index. If you want to modify also, you need to reinitialize with the new values. Okay, now similarly when I go for the column, okay, accessing columns, accessing and modifying columns of a data frame. Okay, now in order to access this, the columns attribute is used to access and modify column labels of a data frame. So you're modifying column labels, I can say here. Okay, and here this I can highlight. Okay, then you can just click your code. Now as you're done with the index attribute, now we can take the columns attribute. Now here again I'll just go for one more as PD. Okay, now here I'm taking something called D2. Again I'm going for the name as a key, then some x, let's say x1, y1, then z1. So I'm taking this. Okay, now I will take a roll number as a key, and I'll put 101, 102, 103. Okay, then you can close this. Then I can go for a data frame. Different data frame I can create, like pd dot data frame of, I can write d2. Okay, and print that df1, then execute and see. Can you see x1, y1, and z1, and 101, 102, 103 is the roll number. Now this is the column heading, right? So I'll just print that, print of df1 dot columns. Okay, just execute that. Can you see here, name and roll number is a column, it is an object type. Now I want to change the column names to a different values. So here I will take df1 for the data frame 1 dot columns equal to, so how many columns? Only 2 columns are there. Instead of name I'll write n, and instead of roll number I'll write r. Okay, then print of df1, that is the data frame, and execute. Can you see here, instead of n name, n you got, roll number r you got. Okay, again you want to access print df, that is the data frame dot columns. Okay, just execute that. Can you see what you got? Instead of name you got n, roll number r. So like this you can change the column name, you can access the column names by columns attribute, you can modify by the same. Okay, I've used here, but you need to take the reference of the data frame. So this df1 could be anything. Okay, so PD is a pandas library short form, what we are creating alias name, and it's a constructor what you are going to use. This could be anything, but the same thing you need to follow further. Okay, so we work with 2 attributes. One is columns for accessing and modifying column names. One is with the index. The index is basically used for, okay, this one I can delete here. The index attribute is basically used for working with the row labels and modification of the row labels. Okay, so I hope I have given some input on how to access the data frame rows and modify the rows labels, as well as the how to access column labels and modify the column labels. So if you like this video, do subscribe, comment, and share it to your friends. Thank you.